Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark with the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 2013 Japanese animated movie, The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
そうですね。いいかもしれないわね。
何をバカだ。お前は何も分かっていない。これがどんなに大事なことか。
Well, I do know how important this is, and I hope I got the name of the movie correct. For some reason, I'm thinking maybe I didn't. So, The Tale of Princess Kaguya has a 100% fresh rating from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and a 90% fresh rating from the audience. I'm currently reviewing every movie that has a 100% fresh rating from the critics. This movie was nominated for Best Animated Feature, but lost to Big Hero 6. Now, I've never seen Big Hero 6, so I don't know if that movie deserved to win over this one, but I will say that this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It was directed by the same director who did Grave of the Fireflies, and he just has a way of making you cry. The end of this movie is probably my favorite part of this movie, maybe like the last 20 minutes. I love the whole movie, but the ending is just so phenomenal. I'm not too proud to say that I was in tears. I was crying. I was so emotional at the end of this movie. And I don't always get emotional at the end of movies, but this one really, really had me. Now, I asked in my thumbnail if this is the greatest Studio Ghibli movie ever made. I honestly don't know. I've seen maybe 6 or 7 Studio Ghibli movies, so I would like to have everyone's opinion. My favorite is still probably Princess Mononoke, but I think this one is now second. I think this is my second favorite Studio Ghibli movie of all time. So this movie, it appears to be hand-drawn, and it looks like it's watercolored. I don't know if that's correct, but it looks like the movie's in watercolor, which is absolutely phenomenal. I love the art direction that they chose for this movie. Now, it starts with a bamboo cutter who discovers a tiny little fairy nymph princess thing as he's cutting down bamboo. Now, she looks like an adult, but she's very tiny in that she fits in a little stalk of bamboo. Now, he takes her home, and when he takes her home to show his wife, she becomes this baby. She morphs into this baby, and she has this ability to age very quickly. So she ages much faster than everyone else, where at one point she'll be crawling, and then she'll do like a somersault, and she's like 3 years older. So the kids around her, the kids who play with her, call her bamboo stalk or something because she grows so quickly. I don't remember what they call her, but it's something like that. She has a lot of fun with these people that she lives with. She really enjoys playing with them and having just this easy life with them. Now, the bamboo cutter, one day he's chopping bamboo, and out of the bamboo comes all this luxurious cloths and dresses and sorts of fancy things that a princess would wear. And also he finds like just a ton of money in one of these stocks. So he decides that he's going to take this money, take all these wonderful dresses. He's going to take Princess Kaguya to the middle of town, to the city, and he's going to buy her into being a princess. Basically, he's going to spend money, he's going to give her someone to teach her how to be proper, and he's going to make her a princess. Now, she hates this idea because she likes living the life that she's living. She doesn't want to live this princess life, but she ends up going there. She misses all of her friends. She misses everyone that she's with. She really hates these lessons that she's getting to become a proper person, and she just longs to be. When she was with her friends, there was one specific friend that she had a crush on, and he had a crush on her, and she just longs to be there with these people that she used to be with. But her parents want her to be a princess. Her parents want her to live this life. They're basically living through her, where they are high society. They are looked up upon because they have a daughter who's a princess. Now, word of Princess Kaguya's beauty travels near and far. It travels all through the kingdom, everywhere, to where I think there's 3 suitors who end up coming to her and saying that I would like to marry you. Now, there are different princesses and different nobilities from different areas, and they make up these crazy stories like, I would go to the deepest desert and find this thing for you if you would just be with me. And she calls their bluff on all of them. She says, okay, if you bring me all these things that you promised me, I will be your wife. And of course, none of these things, I mean, even if these things really existed, which I don't think they do, they're like impossible to find. One is like something off a dragon, and they're things that are never going to happen. So one guy comes back and he's like, I found the thing that you wanted, but it ends up being something that he had specially made. It's like a forgery. It's not real. And he ends up leaving town he ends up leaving like a laughing stock. Then another guy, he comes back and he says, look, I couldn't find what you wanted, but I brought you this thing instead. I love you very much. Would you be my wife? And she basically tells all of them no, because this isn't the life she wants. Now, after she turns all of them down, after I think one of them even dies trying to go around and collect these things, the high king of all the land says, oh, well, she's turned down all these suitors because she must be waiting for me. And then he goes there and he basically tries to like kidnap her into being his wife, but she tricks him and he ends up leaving too. So one night she realizes that, she ends up going back. She ends up fleeing and she goes back to where her friends were, but they're gone. They're gone for like a year because they're off on some journey and they're not going to be back. So when she gets back to town, she remembers that she's like this princess who lived on the moon and she's going to have to go back soon because when these suitors came around, she wished that she could just go back to where she came from because she hated her life. But now that this is happening and she has to go back to the moon, she's like very upset. Like she doesn't want to go back. She wants to stay with her family. And then she ends up going back to where these her friends were, and she meets the guy she fell in love with. Now this guy ends up having a wife and a child, but he promises that he will leave them for her if they can just go off on their way and live their own life together, that he's going to leave everything. He's going to go off with her. But eventually the people from the moon come down and then they end up taking her. And it's a real emotional scene because her parents don't want to give her up and her parents don't want to lose their daughter that they've been raising since she was a kid. There's this cloak that they put over her, and once this cloak is over her, she completely forgets everything that she had on the earthly planet, and she goes up into the moon, and she rises up, and that's basically the entire movie. Now, the last part of this movie where she goes up, she puts the cloth over her and she rises up to the clouds. I don't know if this is what the movie was trying to say. This is just how I interpret the movie. But to me, it's like a daughter is passing away and going up to the heavens. And once she gets up to heaven, she's going to forget the life that she had on earth. And she's just going to live the life in heaven. That's what I got from it, and that just wrecked me completely. First of all, a child should never pass away before their parents. The parents were completely wrecked, and at the end of the movie, I think they realized that they gave her a life that she didn't want. She wanted a life that was simple, that was with her friends, and she spent all of the time on Earth basically hating what she was and hating what she was doing. So this movie, I think, is supposed to be telling you, first of all, if you're a parent, don't try to live through your kids. Let them be who they are. Let them be the kind of person they want to be. Let them go out and do the things they want to do. It's their life. You should let them live it. Also, if you're a kid or you're the person in that situation, you need to try to break free from that situation. You need to try to break free and go live your own life and go do what you want to do. And finally, at the end of the movie, like I said, when she passes, it's like she's passing away and going up to the heavens. I thought this movie was absolutely phenomenal. The art direction, the writing, the voiceover. I had it wasn't really voiceover. I had the captions that were read, but everything in this movie was perfect. I absolutely love this movie from start to finish. I thought the pacing was amazing. Like I said, the script was great. Such an emotional movie. It's an emotional roller coaster that from start to end will have you, by the end of the movie, you should be wrecked like I was. I don't know how you can't be wrecked by the end of this movie, but I really enjoyed it. It's a 10 out of 10. I gave Grave of the Fireflies a 10 out of 10, but I think that this is a stronger 10 out of 10. I think I like this movie more, and I can't do anything but rave about how great this movie is. Thank you. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie that probably no one has ever seen called Gloria. Have a great day.